Hello and welcome to Financial Intelligence. In this video, I want to talk about California's homeless problem. This problem has existed for a long time and has been getting worse after the pandemic, as there's been a sharp increase in the population of homeless people in the state of California. My goal from creating this video is to show you how wasteful and ineffective the approach has been to solving this problem. I'm also going to share with you my thoughts on why this problem is not going to get any better. Note that I'm not against helping the people in need. What I'm against is how politicians use these kinds of social issues to enrich themselves by wasting taxpayers' money. Our society can accomplish much more with the resources that we have allocated to this issue. The reason that the homelessness problem is not solved yet is not because of the lack of resources, but because of the greedy politicians who continuously waste those resources without delivering results. If you like the type of content that I provide, subscribe to this channel and give this video a thumbs up, and also hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my future videos. In the first part of this video, I'm going to share with you some interesting stats about the homelessness problem in California. And in the second part of this video, I'm going to talk about the budget allocated to solving this problem and show you how wasteful and ineffective politicians have been in solving this issue. Then in the third part of this video, I'm going to share with you my reasoning as to why I think homelessness problem is not going to get any better in California in the future. Part 1. Homeless population in California. About 150,000 people experiencing homelessness live in the state, including about half of the country's estimated 211,000 residents living unsheltered on the streets or in vehicles. There's been a 16% increase in California's homeless population between 2018 and 2019. About 23% of California's homeless population is severely mentally ill. The greatest concentration of the state's homeless population is in Los Angeles. There are about 56,000 homeless individuals living in Los Angeles, accounting for 37% of the state's total homeless population. While homelessness is a complex problem with many causes, the high costs of housing is a significant factor in the state's homelessness crisis. Rising housing costs that have exceeded growth in wages, particularly for low-income households, put Californians at risk of housing instability and homelessness. As a result, most homeless people are concentrated around major cities because of the high costs of housing. Part 2. Budget allocated to homelessness. Gavin Newsom announced recently a proposal to spend $12 billion on affordable units and prevention services to help solve homelessness as part of his $100 billion COVID-19 economic recovery plan. Newsom's proposal includes $8.7 billion to expand the California program created during the pandemic that converts hotel and motel rooms and other properties into housing for people in need. Beyond the money for converting hotels, Newsom proposed spending $3.5 billion on new housing and rental support payments for families. This sounds all good and practical until you actually look at the math behind it. The governor wants to spend $12 billion to offer housing to 150,000 homeless people in the state. If you calculate how much it is going to cost taxpayers to provide shelter for each homeless person, the number is a whopping $80,000. It means that the taxpayers are supposed to shoulder the burden of this very expensive program. Part 3. Wasteful spending will continue. The reasonable question to ask is, why is this program so expensive? And the answer is very simple. Most of this money goes to politicians and bureaucrats. The money is never going to be used to solve the homelessness problem. Politicians, certain non-profit organizations, and some city officials are all profiting or have profited from the so-called homeless crisis. These self-proclaimed homeless advocates receive six-figure salaries paid by California taxpayers and have zero interest in solving the homeless problem. The homeless crisis has become a business opportunity for these groups and people to profit through social programs and government positions. Those claiming to be able to fix the crisis continue to hold their hands out for state and federal funds. Since many people are making lots of money from this crisis, it is unlikely that they would solve this problem because that would dry out their great source of income. That is why I believe that the homelessness problem in California is gonna get worse in the future. Corrupt politicians and their partners have any incentive to ensure that this crisis turns into a status quo so that they can secure their solid income stream, which is coming from both federal as well as state taxpayers' pockets. I hope that you liked this video. If you have any recommendation or suggestion, please add them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my future videos. Thank you and take care.